it's interesting. I think it depends on which answer you want me to give. You want me to give like the industry insider answer, or like the politically correct answer? I don't know. No, I think it's an interesting landscape. I think that there were some games that were good within within this genre, and there's some games that were just not so good, you know. And you know, I think it is an emerging genre, and it's important that that you know, people take it seriously, and that hopefully publishers are open-minded to think of it as something broader than they maybe characterized it as. You know, I don't know if that answered that question appropriately. You know, I think publishers might have had one slant on who and what the consumer was or is, and what the tendency or the nature of the games have to be in the vernacular of urban. You know, so I think it's broader than maybe. I think urban is a very broad thing. I mean, if you're a fan of hip hop and of urban culture, and you know it's not monolithic. You can't summarize it with one still image. And I think a lot of the games that received the label urban might have received the label by just an oversimplification of the fact that the characters might have been black or of color, and there was like a gangster narrative or something. You know, so it's an interesting tension, you know, to see where it evolves to, and how open-minded will the publishers be, much like how Hollywood has evolved to allow it to be a broader thing. Even Hollywood's slow, you know. So, you know, it's an interesting time. And I know with our title, I took a lot of pride in trying to make it really feel visceral and real and micromanaged, even down to the non-player characters' voiceovers and their animations. And you know, I didn't want to do anything that was like a caricature, you know. And because fundamentally gaming is animation, right? They have a tendency to sometimes look like that in some games. So it's an interesting time in the space. And what was successful or not successful, I think a lot of publishers chased the urban phenomenon on the heel of the success of GTA. And I don't believe that GTA was, I mean, GTA at its core was about the game mechanic, and you could wrap multiple veneers around that franchise, and that's the beauty of what that game was about. You know, you know, the fact that you could tell like a kind of a cliche mobster story, or like a Miami Vice narrative, or a Boys in the Hood narrative around the same code and principle was very, very cool. Did that make that an urban title? I think publishers thought that that was urban. So there's a lot of people chased like the still image rather than like, you know, something different within the code. So it's interesting.